According to Andrew Sherlin, every year 750,000 teens will get pregnant.
Despite the declines in teen pregnancy in recent years, teen pregnancy and childbearing contribute to significant social and economic costs. The U.S. ranks substantially higher than other Western industrialized nations in teen pregnancy, STDs, and abortion rates.
Brittany, look at this.
What? No way! How did that happen?
I mean, lately me and Cam haven't been that careful. I mean, you were telling me how you don't use protection.
Yeah, I rarely wear protection. It's just too much to think about.
Dude, I don't know how I'm going to tell my parents. Cam?
Definitely wait a while. So do you think you're gonna keep it?
I mean, it's my baby, but I mean, I think I need to think about the other alternatives. I'm only 16. Man, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Teen pregnancy poses a major problem for American families. The family is affected in various ways, economically, emotionally, and socially.
Sure, the pregnant teen is affected in multiple ways. They also face a moral struggle when considering things such as abortion, adoption, and when and how to tell the baby daddy and their own parents. Hey, you've been acting kind of weird these last couple weeks. Everything all right?
Well, there's something I want to tell you. You know how we haven't been very careful lately?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pregnant.
Are you sure?
I took 2 tests.
I don't know. I'm 17. I can't handle this responsibility. I still have to finish school. I gotta go think about this. Education of the teen is also greatly affected, as they must delay their schooling until after having the baby. Because of this delay, teen moms fare significantly worse than women who become pregnant in their 20s. Because of delayed schooling, it is unlikely that these teens will get a high-paying job. This results in a struggle to support themselves and their child.
The public is affected by teen pregnancy. Teen pregnancy is linked to social issues such as poverty, education, and health.
Teen pregnancy costs U.S. taxpayers approximately $9 million annually. This large sum of money covers healthcare costs, increased child welfare costs, prison costs, and lost tax revenue. The NCPTP reports 52% of women on welfare had their first child as a teenager.
Newborns of teenagers are more likely to be born prematurely and at a low birth weight. The health of these babies is compromised by the mother's failure to adhere to recommended prenatal guidelines. The poor health of these newborns is reflected back on the public through healthcare costs. With all this said, teen pregnancy is an important problem to understand in order to reduce the rates and its outward effects on society.
Taken as a whole, the mass media does little to prevent teen pregnancy. You may see a commercial advertising contraception every once in a while, but the airing of these commercials is extremely limited. The media is guilty of glamorizing the issue of teen pregnancy. Again, take the show Teen Mom for example. These mothers appear to be faring pretty well. Teen Mom glamorizes the issue to such an extent that some teens may even welcome the idea of motherhood in hopes of a chance at being on the show. Little do these girls know that the mothers chosen for the show receive salaries of $60,000 to $65,000. I think any mom would appear to be faring well with that type of cash. The cause of this social issue can be explained through the sociological perspective of symbolic interaction. This perspective states that individuals observe the behaviors of others and act in a way that is consistent with their peers. In the case of teen pregnancy, girls might belong to a social group who is participating in high-risk behaviors, such as not using contraceptives while engaging in sexual activities. The unlucky member of this group may wish to appear older and more responsible by having sexual intercourse without protection. The result of such behavior is an increased risk of becoming pregnant. Sex education should be taught early on in schools, perhaps in middle school. This way, boys and girls learn of preventative measures long before many of them are sexually active. They have knowledge of the costs of teen pregnancy and the benefits of contraceptive use. Education in schools will target not only individuals, but the whole peer community. This should encourage safer sex practices while reducing the peer pressure that teens so often experience.
Yeah, and related to having sex ed earlier in schools, families of young boys and girls should take the initiative to have the sex talk earlier in the child's life. Another way parents can be involved in a solution to this problem is urging their children to get involved in sports programs and after-school activities to occupy teens from otherwise engaging in sexual activities.
Every community should have easy access to contraceptives. Schools in the area should provide teens with information about local health clinics where free contraceptives can be found. This gives teens who wish to refrain from talking to their parents about sex the opportunity to obtain condoms on their own. If a teenager is not willing to use contraceptives, they are not responsible enough to be having sex.
If these actions are taken to help reduce teen pregnancy, the related costs for society will also be reduced.